Welcome to the Renegade Nutrition Podcast, where we discuss all things wellness.
I'm Elanie Welch, nutritionist.
And I'm Kay Boyer, health enthusiast. Welcome back, Renegades.
Welcome, Renegades.
Welcome to another pep talk into a healthier life with Elanie. I'm going to rename our entire podcast, just so you know.
And it's going to have pep talk in the title.
That's what I take these as, because they really do help me. And I am excited for today, and I'll tell you why after you explain what it is.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, today's topic is going to be all about a simple hack to make dining out healthier.
I love it. And this is why. I'm going to get close to the camera. Okay, I'm going to show it. I always show you my zits when I eat out. Okay, on the camera for you. I have these zits on my chin, Elanie, and here's where they're from. We were doing the sports with the kids. Grandmas were over. They took us out to eat. We were at a restaurant, and there was enough going on that I wasn't at my best self. I ordered the worst thing I could eat on the menu. Normally there I get a salad and a grilled chicken and I get some vinaigrette or whatever. This time I was like, I don't care. I'm ordering this
You had maxed out your willpower for the day.
Maxed out. So I ordered this chicken strips with these thick crust, and it was in buffalo sauce, and it was fried, and it was glorious. That was a week ago. I literally have these zits on my chin that have been here for a week since that meal. And I am like, dang it, Kay, why didn't you order better?
Your body is like, get this out of me.
Get it out of me through my chin. Anyway, so if this podcast, we would have done this last week, you might have saved me a chin of zits.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe, although you probably would have wanted to buy a supplement, and then it might not have been here in time.
Oh, shoot. Okay, that's fair. That's
true.
Fair.
Yeah, so we'll cover that today. First off, hello to our listeners in Austria.
Oh, Austria.
The
hills are alive.
There you go. I'm sure they get that all the time.
Music, yeah. Just from the Americans. Okay.
Here's a fun fact about Austria that ties directly into today's topic. I couldn't not share. Mm-hmm. Austria is home to the oldest restaurant still in existence in Europe. Get this. What? It was founded in 803 AD.
And it's still
there.
Is it great grandpa started it?
I guess so.
This is amazing.
However many greats accounts for it.
Yes.
It was founded in the walls of an abbey, St. Peter Stiftskulinarium. I think I pronounced that right.
Sounds like a disease, but yes. or the operation to get rid of a disease. Okay.
It is a super, super old restaurant and inn. And apparently, rumor on the street is that greats like Mozart and Christopher Columbus have dined there.
We need to dine there.
If I go to Austria.
I have been to Austria. I don't know why I didn't go there. I didn't know about it.
You might not have known about it.
That is incredible.
I would want to check it out. I guess it must still be operational.
And since it's has recipes from the 800s, I mean, it's got to be healthy, right?
Yeah, right. You would think it would use not the unhealthy ingredients that we're going to talk about today, but you never know. It could have been modernized.
Yes. That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And since we're talking about eating at restaurants, I couldn't help but share that topic. One of our listeners complained about our country shout outs that we were getting off topic.
Oh, we talk too long, don't we? Okay.
That they wanted to hear more about the topic and less about the countries.
I
personally like learning about each country and the listeners that follow us from there. So I'm going to keep doing it because it's my podcast.
Yeah, that's right. And you can skip forward. We're going to be another 3 minutes on Austria, so go ahead.
But I will try to keep, here's what I'll do. I hear you.
Yes.
Listener, thank you for your feedback. Yes. I hear you. I will meet you in the middle and we will try and discuss nutrition relevant facts about each country.
Fair. And I'll try not to go too far into the woods with it. Okay.
No promises.
No promises.
But I thought that was pretty cool.
That's
803
cool.
AD. Wow.
Wild.
They have not been prone to the economy. So
right. I want to find them on Instagram. I'll find their name out. We'll put those in the show
I don't know
notes.
if St. Peter Stiftskulinarium has an Instagram, but
Well, then they don't have new modern oils, then they are healthy.
That's right. Hey, good job. You called what the bad ingredient was. New modern oils.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to our topic. So those of you that have followed our podcast from the beginning know I'm a big fan of the 80-20 rule.
Yes. Yeah, we're balanced. Yeah.
Which included in my 20%, my personal 20%,
Yeah.
is dining out in restaurants on occasion.
I agree, because you got to live a little.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, because life is for living and enjoying.
Yeah.
And unless you have, a serious health condition in which you're following something like the ALCAT, or you're doing like the ALCAT diet where you eliminate all your food sensitivities, or you're doing, I don't know, something to work on a serious diagnosis like cancer or Hashimoto's or anything where you have to be strict.
Sick.
I was like, what is that word? I'm sorry, my baby kept me up last night.
Yeah. Words are hard. It's okay.
Where you have to be strict. If you don't have to be strict, I think that everybody should be able to go out and enjoy their time at a restaurant and not be overly worried about it.
Yes. Let yourself go. Yes.
But there is one major ingredient at restaurants that just for me is so hard to compromise on at all.
Okay.
And that is...
And I nailed it.
You nailed it. The industrial seed oils.
Yes.
Because they are so bad. I know we talked about in our Truth About Fats and Oils episode, I said this is on par with sugar. And really, to me, maybe even worse based on its effects in our bodies, because they are... Sugar, at least, is a natural substance our bodies would have come into contact with.
Yeah. We just get a buzz, but we know what it's about.
Yeah, these industrial seed oils are nothing our body has ever faced. Our body does not respond well to them. It doesn't know what, it knows what to do with them because our bodies are brilliant. But what it does with them is wreak havoc. So that's the problem with eating out. All restaurants, for the most part, except maybe St. Peter's Stiff Sculinarium.
It's got handy on.
Most restaurants have something in common, which is that they create foods made with the low quality oils like soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, or any blend of quote unquote vegetable oils that are just a blend of all the bad oils, cottonseed and corn and soy and all of that. And that is because those oils are cheap.
Yeah, right.
And they have a very high smoke point. So you can fry with them without creating a lot of smoke in the kitchen. So whether you are ordering a burger with fries or fried chicken strips or a salad with vinaigrette, you are coming into contact with those oils because they'll use them in salad dressings, they'll use them in the fryers, they'll use them for whatever.
So even in the dressing, I'm just consuming it straight out.
Yeah, unless they say the dressing is made with olive oil, you can assume it's made with a vegetable oil.
Of course.
Because it's cheap.
Of course. Oh my. Not to mention these oils, and maybe I'll talk about this, but those oils are in the vats at the restaurant for an eternity.
That's literally my next point.
Okay.
Yes, you've nailed it. Fried foods are especially dangerous because the frying oil is not swapped out after every use.
Right.
Because you can heat them over and over and over again.
Yeah. I'm sure they just literally just add more as it goes down.
Probably.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I'll probably clean it out because it gets nasty looking or
color,
smelling or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, since heat causes the oils to oxidize, imagine how much oxidation is resulting when we heat those oils over and over and over and over again. Even if they swap them out every day, they're still heating it and keeping it hot all day.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
And it's probably a pain to swap them out every day. So I imagine they're pretty rancid.
Yep.
And now it's been oxidized. There's not much of anything recognizable left in them.
Darn it that it's delicious.
Yes. Yes, but it does make them extremely unstable. And we, discussed this thoroughly in our Truth About Fats and Oils episode. The unstable oils, when we consume them, contribute to a process in our bodies that's known as lipid peroxidation, which is a fancy way of saying that free radicals are created. They steal electrons from the fats in our cell membranes, which then turns each cell into a zombie cell, because all of our cell membranes, the lipids, they want to maintain stability, right?
Yeah.
When they get an electron stolen from them, they're unstable. So they'll steal it from their neighbor, who steals it from their neighbor, who steals it,
havoc
down the line, wreaking havoc. So free radicals are one of the major contributors to a lot of chronic diseases, but especially DNA damage that can cause cancer.
Wow.
Lipid peroxidation is a type of oxidative damage which is responsible for things like atherosclerosis, cardiac hypertrophy, where your heart muscles build up, heart failure, hypertension, and cancer, to name a few. Lipid peroxidation is probably the leading cause of coronary artery disease, which is when the heart's valves become blocked with plaque. And that matters because the low quality oils that restaurants use contribute to lipid peroxidation more than any other type of fat, including the long vilified saturated fats that have been blamed for everything and really are innocent and have been framed by these toxic seed oils. So for real, listen to our fats and oils episode where I get all into that. I'm not getting all into that today because we talk all about that in that podcast and I couldn't do it better than I already have.
Yes, true.
So if you are in the habit of eating out multiple times a week, even if you are making healthier choices, you are coming into contact with these oils quite a lot.
This is fascinating. I've always tried to stay away from oils, but hearing you put it down to that lipid, whatever you just said there, I'm like, oh yeah, to know what it is doing in that microscopic way. I'm like, okay, that really is bad.
Yeah.
Instead of it's bad for you, it's oh no, it's actually stealing your electrodes. Now you're unstable, free radicals now leading to, now I'm like, okay, now I'm going to take it seriously.
Yeah. And not only does it lead to those chronic diseases, but it's essentially rusting our body from the inside out. It's one of the main contributors to aging, unhealthy skin, wrinkles. So if the chronic diseases isn't speaking your language, looking old before your time.
That speaks all of our ages.
For the vain listeners here.
It's a little bit in all of us.
Absolutely. So first off, if you're eating out multiple times a week, one of the best things you can do is stop eating out multiple times a week.
No, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
Limit it to once a week max, ideally less than that. But I know that there are some people who need to dine out more often. If you're high up in the business world, you're an executive, you're taking clients out for meals. Well, first off, maybe take them to the golf course.
Yeah.
Or the tennis courts.
Get a little exercise.
Get a little exercise, a little fresh air, pick up a new hobby. Golf, there must be a reason why executives do it, so they don't just meet in bars and restaurants all the time.
Yeah, right.
But if you need to dine out more often, some of the simple things you can do are to ask for steamed veggies, because then they're not frying them in oil. They're just being steamed with hot water.
Oh.
Ask for butter instead of oil. And you can bring a little travel bottle of oil for salads, olive oil and apple cider vinegar. And then if you bring a little bottle of apple cider vinegar with you, you're introducing one of my favorite hacks, which is to combat the sugar in the meal that you're eating.
Yes.
With apple cider vinegar, which if you drink that before a meal, helps prevent the glucose spike that sugar and carbs introduce. So second hack, bonus.
Yes, and is there a third hack that it helps with acid reflux?
It does.
Third hack. Okay,
good
look
memory.
at that.
It does.
Miracle drink. Okay.
That's right. I drank a lot of apple cider vinegar during my pregnancy.
I will learn to drink apple cider vinegar.
I don't think it's bad. Yeah. Anyway, that's not what today's hack is about. But those are all things that will help if you're one of those people that's eating out a lot to make that healthier for you. Yeah. So those are good general guidelines. And obviously order the healthy things on the menu, right? That doesn't need to be said. Yeah. a steak with butter.
And steamed broccoli. That sounds
Steamed
like the
seasonal
ideal
vegetables.
meal.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
But I did promise you a hack.
Yes.
And I don't feel like changing what you order is a hack.
Okay.
So the hack is spirulina. Spirulina. Okay, are you like, tell me more, or are you like, what's that?
Well, I do know what it is.
Good.
Sort of.
Okay.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
So spirulina is a type of blue-green algae. It is a filamentous cyanobacteria, if you want to be really
Talk
fancy
nerdy to me
about it. I like to talk nerdy. And we've used it for a long time as a food supplement. It's a potent source of nutrients, including phycocyanin, which has antioxidant, pain relief, anti-inflammatory, and brain protective properties.
Oh, a miracle algae.
Besides that, spirulina is rich in protein, vitamins, minerals, carotenoids, and antioxidants that can help protect our cells from damage.
Wow.
It also contains the B complex vitamins, beta carotene, vitamin E, manganese, zinc, copper, iron, selenium, and gamma linolenic acid. GLA is an essential fatty acid that we have in breast milk and all sorts of good for you things.
I am so interested. Okay. Keep
Spirulina,
talking.
the wonder food.
Okay.
So spirulina has antioxidant, immunomodulatory, and anti-inflammatory roles that it can play in our body, and it plays an important role in human health. Spirulina can mitigate the effects of lipid peroxidation, which is what those unhealthy oils cause. It activates our cellular antioxidant enzymes, and then using that, it can inhibit lipid peroxidation and DNA damage. It can scavenge and remove the free radicals that are damaging our cells, and it increases the activity of natural antioxidants like superoxide dismutase and catalase that help break down all of those nasty like byproducts basically of lipid peroxidation.
So the superhero of the natural world is spirulina.
Spirulina.
Wow.
Absolutely. In animal studies in which they induced lipid peroxidation, spirulina was able to counteract the effects of lipid peroxidation caused by heavy metal toxicity, both lead and arsenic, because toxic metals can also cause lipid peroxidation. Anything that puts undue stress on our body can cause lipid peroxidation. It was, in other animal studies, it was also efficient at inhibiting the oxidative stress induced by diabetes.
Whoa.
It inhibited and prevented hyperglycemia and prevented diabetic complications.
Girl, you know I'm ordering this stuff now. Like it's already in my cart. Whoa.
I do have a link ready to go for people who want to order it.
Perfect.
Of my recommended one.
Perfect.
And in a human study, this was an interesting study, spirulina counteracted the effects of exercise-induced lipid peroxidation in rugby players.
I knew exercise was dangerous. Kidding. You should exercise.
Well, you should exercise, but there is something to prolonged, intense exercise.
There is too much.
There is
exercise.
such a thing as too much, right? There can be, it's the
too little.
The dose makes the poison, right?
Yeah, I'm dancing on the too little side. We need to up that a little.
The dose makes the poison. Like anything, there's this bell curve. I mean, you can drink too much water and kill yourself.
Yes.
Right? So it's the same with exercise. If you exercise too hard and too often, like elite rugby players might be, you're going to cause some cell damage and lipid peroxidation. But spirulina helped counter effect that. So.
That's amazing. You know, it's cool because I've been like on this like health journey. It's like there's no shortcuts, do the right thing, and I'm very like that, like rigid about it because that's just my personality.
Right.
But to be like, wait, there's some leeway, relax, have some spirulina, however you say it. Like, like it's kind of nice to be like, okay, you don't need to be so rigid, like relax.
Yeah, follow the 80-20, and when you're going to indulge in the 20, try this little hack with spirulina to protect your body.
I will.
And then you can just kind of relax and enjoy the meal a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure I'm not the only one who's guilty of this. I'm like, okay, it's my 20%. But then while I'm eating the meal, I'm like, what is this doing to my body?
Right. And then you're causing the stress from your mindset about it. And then you feel guilty and shame, and none of that's good on your psyche.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, interesting.
So here's a way to just kind of keep you from spiraling.
Yes. Like I throw a little eating disorder.
Yes, exactly. So how can you use spirulina to help protect you from the harmful effects of bad oils? The best way is to take spirulina just before a meal that contains the harmful oils. So if you live in the city, which we do not, but if you live in the city and you're close to a restaurant, you can just take it at home and then head to the restaurant and order your food. Or you can bring it with you to the restaurant and take it just before the meal.
Okay. Like a half hour or something.
I think within a half an hour is probably fair. Okay. I mean, so we live like a half an hour from the restaurants in the city. I mean, we do have some locally, but we live away from most of the restaurants. Yeah. So to take it and then you're waiting probably half an hour for your food, I would bring it. Personally, I would bring it with me.
Okay, got it.
Just to be sure. Yes. It's extra active in my system.
Get it down the hatch first.
Yes.
And then the greasy chicken sticks.
Okay. Yes. So I personally recommend the Perfect Supplements brand. I've recommended them a few other times for their like desiccated liver capsules. Yes. Their acerola cherry powder. They make a lot of food-based supplements. So if you're looking for food-based supplements, then I recommend the Perfect Supplements brand. They have spirulina in both capsule and powder form. Okay. Now with supplements, anytime something is in powder form, it's easier for your body to absorb and digest, and you will get more out of it. So normally I do recommend the powder form of anything. If you get the powder form, you can just simply mix it into your glass of water at the restaurant and drink it before your meal arrives. You could just pack like a couple portions or just one portion, like I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, but I keep a little pill case in my purse, and it has my multivitamins, it has my digestive enzymes, and it has anything to protect my body, spirulina capsules. Yes. So I have that in my purse at all times, and then I just refill it when I'm at home. So you could do something similar like that. Just keep one serving of the powder in your bag or whatever, and then use that serving. So you can just mix it.
Bottle of dressing.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. That's true.
I know. Yeah. Pull out. If I bring out my big bottle and everything, like I have my huge purse. Does the spirulina, say that word for me?
Spirulina.
Okay. Does it taste okay in the water?
Okay. That is my only thing is because I take it in capsule form. I don't know how it tastes in the water. The other thing is you don't really want to drink more than 4 ounces of water before a meal, like right before a meal, because that can sort of dilute your stomach acid. Yeah. So you would need to mix it in about 4 ounces of water, which you can just kind of shoot that. Yeah. Even if it's not tasting great.
Yeah, fair.
But you'd have to drink your glass down or ask for, because a restaurant's going to serve you a big tall glass.
Oh, true.
So then.
I feel like my husband would shoot the water, put the powder in his mouth and drink it. So we're looking weird, but we're getting it done, Okay, get capsules, guys.
Yeah, so normally I recommend the powdered form. I just think there are some things that are not as practical in powdered form, and perhaps the spirulina is one of those things. They also sell their desiccated liver capsules in powdered form, and I do not want to find out how that tastes in powdered form.
Same.
I take the capsules.
Same.
And the capsules taste bad. So
yeah, fair. You're right. The smell leaches out of the little sides even.
Yeah. Yes. So I think that capsules of spirulina are probably your best bet in this very specific scenario, since you can take them with just a few sips of water to swallow with a capsule, and then they're easy to pack and keep in a small pill case that you bring with you. You don't have to worry about trying to pack the powder, and I think personally in this situation it's easier. But if you want to have the powdered spirulina at home, it's honestly probably not terrible. It probably just tastes like a green drink.
Yeah. Throw some other flavors in there. You'd be right.
So take a few capsules with a little water before a meal out at a restaurant or before a meal that contains bad oils, and then you're all set.
This is amazing.
Yeah, which, mind you, this only addresses the bad oil part of dining out, right? There's still exposure to sugar and gluten and dairy, which is, again, why I recommend limiting meals out to, twice a month is probably better than once a week, which is better than multiple times a week. So
unless you're ordering steak and broccoli with butter,
with butter and steamed vegetables. And there are restaurants here and there that use healthy fats, that use lard or use butter to cook things. They're just hard to find and normally expensive. And
right. Yeah, then you're adding to your budget, which okay.
Yeah. So I think, if you limit your meals out and then you do these little hacks like bringing the spirulina with you, then you can just enjoy the meal without obsessing over every detail and thinking about, am I harming my body? What am I doing? Because really, again, enjoying the meal and enjoying life and enjoying the time with your loved ones, that's what you're there for. You're not there for your health, right? If you're eating out at a restaurant.
Right.
Yeah. So I just think it should be part of a normal, healthy lifestyle that frees you from the worry of obsessing over every last detail.
I love this. Thank you for being the balance in my extreme brain.
Yes.
And for all of us so that we can go live a happy, balanced life.
Yes, absolutely. So this was a short and sweet episode. That's kind of the extent of it.
Well, that was brilliant. And I'm literally ordering that. And maybe now I won't get zits on my chin. We'll see how it goes.
And I will link the spirulina supplements from the Perfect Supplement brand in our show notes. And just as a heads up, because I saw a note from a listener, they were looking specifically for links to products. I added those links in our immune health podcast for the cold and flu season, because we hadn't linked the products there. So those are now linked in our cold and flu season. If you have listened to that episode, you can go back and check out the show notes to check out those products. And just as a heads up, if you answer our Q&A question on our actual podcast, I can't respond there. We can't respond. So if you are asking a question, there's no way for us to respond to you personally. So,
but if you're commenting, we do read it.
But we do read the comments, yes.
Yep.
If you'd like to ask a question, then the best way to do that is to use our contact form on our website, which is therenegadenutritionist.com. If you go there, use our contact form, those we can respond to. So,
yep, absolutely. So, well, listeners, go buy some spirulina. Go out to eat and go be renegades.
Go be renegades.
Thank you for listening to the Renegade Nutrition Podcast.
Please keep in mind that this podcast is an educational service that provides general health information. The content on this podcast is not a substitute for direct, personal, professional medical care and diagnosis. You should always talk to your doctor before making a dietary or lifestyle change. Go be renegades!
Go be renegades!